All right, people. I'm thinking at this time that the Catholic Church are going to be the ones that will have a little bit of a struggle with this situation of lockdown where people don't want to go to church. And a lot of us, people say anyway, that Catholic Church are fanatics and Catholic Church are rigid. Now, I think it's fanatic in the positive way because most pastors will tell you that the reason why they like the Catholic Church is because we are strict to what we are told and we are strict to what we believe. Having been the oldest church, having been the first church, or however they put all those things. But then within the Reformation period, a lot of things have changed. A lot of Catholics can leave and go to other churches because transformation and dynamism is now the order of the day. So some people feel like, oh, the Catholic Church is too rigid. So when you look at that rigidity, you find out that right now that everybody is locked down. Some other pastors or some other churches will find it easy to come together in their houses. Now they can decide they are in the yard back or boom now they gather together, they sing songs, they read gospel, the readings of the Bible, they preach themselves, they pray, and they are good, they go. Because they are used to these things, it's okay. But the Catholic Church, especially those who are very, very staunch, like my father, not my younger brother Uche, that's not the ones. Those ones go to church because they have to go to church. But people like my dad or the older people in the Catholic forum who understand the temerity, the seriousness of being a Catholic, they have gone to the catechism of the Catholic Church. They understand ị ga-agarịrị misa, ị ga-anụ misa na mbọsị ụka na mbọsị nsọpụrụ niile nke iwu. Ime eri anụ mbọsị ụka na nsọ nsọ, ị ga-ebu ọnụ mbọsị ụka akara ya, ị ga-anatara Eucharist aka n'oge nke Easter, ị ga-agarịrị nkwupụta ọbụnadị otu ugboro n'afọ. So they understand these five rules, and they take it in a very strong rigidity. One of the philosophers of the contemporary times said, George Santayana, said, fanaticism is the redoubling of your effort when you must have lost your aim. I think that is the negative side. And then in the opposite, he said it is a zeal for an obsessive enthusiasm. So you find out that because of the obsession of loving what you do, most of these old people who love the Catholic Church find it difficult not going to church. That if they don't go to mass, unless they are sick, the priest will visit them. But right now, my dad, my aga mass, any for the day is a waste. He's not going to listen to you. So at this time, I think the Catholic Church, the people of the Catholic Church gather together. Like last Sunday, you can decide to come in your room. Somebody can take up the first reading, the first reading from Ezekiel chapter 37 from verse 7 to 14 and read it down, talking about the bones shall rise again. When you finish reading it, someone explains it the way you can understand. Another person in your house taking the second reading from Romans chapter 8 from verse 8 to 11 and read it down too. He was talking about the Spirit of God over our life, like the Spirit is life, and not that those who live by the flesh cannot please God and all that, and you explain it the way you understand. One other person can take up the gospel of John chapter 11 from verse 1 to 45. That long gospel where Christ had to go all the way to the house of Lazarus and raise him up from the dead. So you remember that very nice quotation that says Jesus wept, John chapter 11 from verse 35, or I am the resurrection, John 11:25. You can use all those things and preach. Talk to yourselves about this restoration of this, especially now that everybody, we can use all this and console ourselves. Or you can even decide to pray together for this corona or cororia or gloria virus. John 14:14 says, whatever we ask of God, he can always, answer our prayers. So you can give us, or you can use John chapter 10 verse 10. I have come to give you life in full. One of you can pick up this and speak to yourself. Yeah, particularly when it comes to reading the gospel, don't say, I ain't going to go gospel. No, at this time, anybody can do it. Don't forget that it says, priest baptize. Don't forget that. So when you look at these rules, those who are pure Catholics know what to do. Do you understand? And what I say they know what to do means they struggle not to do the right thing. They be like, hey, Father, no. I think at this time, you guys can gather together, at least say the rosary, finish up the rosary, take the gospels or the readings of the day at the way it is. Remember, the Catholic Church is already structured. Next Sunday is Palm Sunday. How are you going to do it? If it still holds that you don't go to church, you must not do the Palm. Okay, that is the ceremony. It's good. we enter into the Triduum. Do your Stations of the Cross the way you can do it. Stay at home and do your rosary. Stay at home and pray. Read the gospel and pray the much you can. Other Pentecostal churches will pray louder and vibrant than we, because the Catholic people are not too good in praying, which I understand why. Do you understand? But I think at this time we need to help ourselves. If you go and quarantine yourself and your neighbor, you guys can come together. Where you have a big compound, you guys can come. Don't gather too tight to from the police. I don't know how. So, and do these things like read, someone explain. Anybody can read the gospel. A small boy can read it, a small girl, as long as that person can read what you can understand. This is for our older parents, who, if they don't go to church, they feel they have sinned. If they don't go to mass, they cannot go to anywhere else. Even if they go to anywhere and go for church, they must go to mass. Because of that, for them is a commandment. It is not a commandment. It is one of the ways the Catholic Church used to guide you to be where you are supposed to be, as a fold, as someone who is in the forum of the Catholic Church. And it's not about being rigid. It's about understanding your faith and following it very strongly. That's what the Catholic people do. And every other church admires it. Do you understand? We understand that dynamism is coming everywhere and people are trying to use Azonto to do majority of the things they do. All right, I just want to make this clear so that if you are the type like my father, or you have a mother that are so rigid and they feel like, oh, we may be willing, no. Tell them that they can stay at home, read the gospel, read the Bible, explain it yourself, say the rosary, and still get that fulfillment until this thing dies down. All right? All right, I'll see you guys again anytime till I see you. Bye.